Today we'll be talking about the numbers, and this is the weekend box office. So of course, we'll be talking about the box office here, and there was one major new release because of course, when they have a major new release, they don't ever put any competing movies. Which again, I think there's a reason why they don't do that, because if you put a competing movie to, a big movie, I always compare like, why does no one ever, stand up to Disney? Well, these movies make a ridiculous ton of money, and companies try. It's the same thing. It's not just Disney movies, of course. Not just Marvel. It's also big DC movies. Batman had no competition for a couple weeks. No one's really competing with Jurassic World, F9, Fast and the Furious. It's really just the big franchise movies. Okay, but yeah, Doctor Strange. We'll talk about Doctor Strange very quickly. So yeah, it says Doctor Strange opens up $450 million, which is the same amount that Captain Marvel opened to. Most people either say that this movie is amazing or it's mid. Okay. So if this movie's mid, then it's not gonna really have good ratings again. It'll probably have good ratings like a typical superhero movie will. It'll probably also end up grossing over $1 billion, which is something the Batman could do again. The Batman's a part 1. So I bet the Batman part 2 will probably gross $1 billion. But yeah, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Again, there hasn't been really many movies in a while. So, having this big, massive movie for people to escape to is a welcome change in a while. Again, yeah, people should give the lesser non-franchise movies these a chance, but of course, people won't. So we're still stuck with, the big movies, always being big. Of course, ever since Jaws release, has always been big blockbuster movies that are meant to draw in the people. But again, that has been, but very, very recently, the big blockbuster franchise movies have basically, the only movies that make money now. We are starting to see a recovery of the non-franchise movies a bit, like movies like Dog, The Lost City doing pretty well at the box office. But the bad guys doing pretty well. We're gonna get to the bad guys later. But yeah, Doctor Strange, $4 million, $450 million worldwide. And yeah, the international sales for some of these movies are not gonna be up there. So yeah, the bad guys is now at $148 million worldwide. Again, this movie is doing okay as standards for a DreamWorks movie. It is based off a book series, people keep telling me. So yeah, it's based off a book series. But even then, this movie is not really a part of an established franchise. It's not, a sequel, remake, reboot. It is adapted from a book, but it is as loose as like the Boss Baby is adapted from the Boss Baby book. Because yeah, there's a Boss Baby book as well. And the Boss Baby movie isn't really adapted from the Boss Baby book that much. And this movie's doing relatively well. And considering there's no real family movies coming out, this movie kind of has a monopoly over with Sonic 2 for months, for the next month, over family movies, which is why this movie had a small drop compared to the other bigger movies, because this and Sonic 2 are the only two options. And once you want to watch Doctor Strange with your family, or Jurassic World, or even Top Gun. But for those people who wanted to just have a family movie, basically for a month, The Bad Guys is one of your only two options. So yeah, The Bad Guys actually had a pretty strategic release date. I think this movie will continue having really good rigs throughout. And it might be like a Spider-Verse, or it might end up over $70 million domestically and at least $200 million worldwide. I don't think this would get a sequel, considering that's not really doing too well. But again, word of mouth is working really well for The Bad Guys. A lot of people are saying it's a really good movie. And for non-franchise movies, word of mouth is everything, basically. Essentially, word of mouth is everything for a movie that's not about part of a ongoing franchise that is or a lesser known series. So yeah, word of mouth. For example, Read About Angel. The only reason why that movie made $400 million worldwide, mostly because of China and because of word of mouth. If Alita did like the Northmen, yeah, no one, the Alita 2 would be basically never going to happen, because but the movie flopped, so therefore it's not going to get a sequel ever. So yeah. And yeah, Sonic 2, again, word of mouth, I think, is really working well for this movie. A lot of people are saying this movie is peak, and it might get into the average wigs at the very end of its box office because it's one of the only two family options. It also passed the original movie. I think this movie would make around $360 to $370 million worldwide, considering the lack of competition for family releases over the next couple coming weeks. I think actually it's Downtown. I think Downtown Abbey is rated PG-13, which means it's not a family movie. But if Downtown Abbey is not PG-13, if it's PG, then the bad guys and Sonic are gonna have real competition. But yeah, Downtown Abbey is still not really as big as other franchises. So yeah, it will probably still do pretty well. Probably do typically like over to 20 million as sequels do, and over $60 million domestically, and around $200 million globally, something like that. So yeah, Sonic 2 doing pretty well. Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. More, it's a box office failure. I think it's like Morbius, not a franchise. Again, Morbius is a part of the Spider-Man franchise. So yeah, Secrets of Dumbledore and Morbius didn't really do too well. Secrets of Dumbledore, again, Johnny Depp trial. This released right when the Johnny Depp trial started. And I think the whole Johnny Depp thing really is going to make people not want to see this because they kicked him out of the movie. Therefore, people are not going to watch it as well. There's also the Ozabilla controversies as well. Everything Everywhere at Once. Again, this movie is going to probably make money at the very end of its box office. Because again, for not being a part of a franchise, this movie's doing really, really well. For not being a part of a franchise. Again, people are like, why do you care so much if it's not a part of a franchise? Because franchise movies are the ones that are expected to make big money. They're expected to make the big money. They're expected to be the profitable movies. For every non-franchise movie that makes money is a victory. Why? Because that's how it is, okay? Because people don't give non-franchise movies a chance anymore. So that's why it is a victory if we have movies like this making money alongside the big franchise movies. Non-franchise movies can stand on their own, can make money without, need to be a sequel or a remake or a reboot of some pre-existing series, or need to be based off a popular character, a popular fictional character, or something like that. Yeah, those stories are pretty good. Like the Batman was a pretty good movie, but the non-franchise movies, the non-franchise stories, can be just as great as the big franchise stories. Okay, the big blockbuster franchise stories, and people should realize that and really get it. Again, I know the inflation and stuff like that is pretty hard. So yeah, these non-franchise movies for the next couple of years are going to be shafted, but it's always a victory when we see a movie that's not a part of a franchise doing pretty well at the box office. Next is The Northmen. Again, I don't think The Northmen will really make much more money. It is kind of like dead at the box office. It can't even make back its budget, which is abysmally for any movie. Well, the worst thing that can happen to a movie is if it doesn't make back its budget. It seems that The Northman is one of those movies where it's not going to make back its budget at all. Again, to those people who like The Northman, continue supporting the movie, obviously. I think that's the best thing you can do for this movie. Continue supporting the movie. Continue giving this movie money. And of course, I hope this movie finds a home on streaming. And, of course, Blu-ray and DVD and, digital as well. Because, of course, as well. And yeah, this movie, hopefully it finds a home on, streaming and stuff. And yeah, this movie is a box office flop, unfortunately. Because it's a niche movie and it's not a part of a franchise. So therefore, it's like Moonfall, it's a recipe. And again, Moonfall is because the critics didn't like it first, which was already a bad sign because a lot of people still trust Rotten Tomatoes. Yep. I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes, but a lot of people still do. Okay? A lot of people still trust that establishment score by Rotten Tomatoes. You have people saying that they're not going to see Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness because it is one of the lowest rated Marvel movies of all time by Rotten Tomatoes. Okay? Because there are people who still trust Rotten Tomatoes. Okay? Being a part of a franchise, you can really withstand Rotten Tomatoes, okay? But with a non-franchise movie, they can't. They can't because they won't be given a chance, basically. Okay? Next is The Lost City, which is having pretty good wigs at the box office. Again, they finally updated this on the numbers. It has passed $150 million, which means, yes, this movie will make back its money, will be a successful movie. $74 million, which means $148 million to break even. Which means, yes, The Lost City will make money. It will be a successful movie. And I don't expect it to get any sequels, but, and what I mean by it is I say 2 times its budget, because of course it's going to make money through Blu-ray, DVD, streaming, and all that stuff, streaming deals, TV deals, and stuff like that. So, as long as a movie makes 2 times its budget, it can make back its money through streaming deals, TV deals, stuff like that, and of course Blu-ray and DVD and digital copies. Just like the Morbius, The Lost City will become a success. Next is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Again, no one's watching this movie outside of America. This movie has like a $40 million budget. And it seemed that memes cannot sell a movie. Nicolas Cage is a meme actor, basically. And memes just can't sell a movie, okay? Memes do not... sometimes they do, but again, memes don't really sell a movie. And this movie might become like a cult classic in the future by Nicolas Cage's fans. And yeah, memory, again, this movie's a box office failure. How does Liam Neeson, he's like 70 years old now, and he still continues getting these horrible roles, the same movies over and over and over again. Okay, the box office of this movie, I know it's not a part memory is not a part of a franchise. That's no reason why this movie's flopping. But again, when people see, oh, it's Liam Neeson, okay, they're not gonna watch it because he is basically Liam Neeson alongside Michael Bay is a recipe for box office disaster. Okay, Liam Neeson's movies are all the same. Okay, they're all the same generic thriller over and over and over again, and people are sick of it. And that's why no one's watching these movies. No one's watching Liam Neeson's thrillers anymore. Father Stew, again, can't make money because it's not releasing internationally. So therefore, it's not a box office failure. Yep. It's not a box office failure, basically. And yeah, Morbius, again, Midbis, not the Mario character. Yeah, this movie's still gonna make money, unlike Dark Phoenix. Because streaming's gonna save it, obviously. Streaming services, digital HD, Blu-ray, DVD, and stuff like that. Merchandising, if it does exist for this movie, will probably save this movie from extinction. But yeah, this is abysmal numbers. As well. But this movie did much better than Morbius actually technically did better than people expected. I actually expected Morbius to put the $40 million, end up around $40 million domestically and become forgotten and make like $80 million worldwide, $100 million worldwide. But then $60 million more, mostly domestically, better than I expected it to. Yeah. There you go with the box office again. Doctor Strange doing pretty well, $450 million opening for Doctor Strange. Again, a lot of people have been anticipating this movie for a while. Some people are disappointed. Some people don't like this movie. Some people love Doctor Strange as well. But yep, that's basically about this video. Goodbye.